But I just repeated to me in the book. Okay. Yeah.
The notes quite hard.
No, they aren't.
Oh, I can't hear.
Some days you feel like the world is on fire.
Okay.
Some days you feel like you're spinning. Some days you wake up in your own feet, like you wanna chase what you don't see. But some days you feel like you're floating high. So how about you try this time? Lifting up your head and sing.
I can sit comfortably without leaving in.
Just lift up your voice and say, "We times will be cool with it. Can't show. We come out behind this song, yeah. Hata wakipenda kunipush, mambo yakizidi, sitashindwa kujivuta. Kesho naamka upya. Kesho naamka upya.
But sometimes the internet lags so much that really when it's sometimes
But you sleep and wake up and don't feel like fighting. But there's space in your soul to keep wanting more, to desire to soar. Some days you know that they're worth staying up. So how about you try this time? Lifting up your head and say, look within, I see this one inside of me. Just lift up your voice and say, "We just love you with it."
Oh yeah, that's mine. Where do I put it? I can put it here. Oh.
actually it's like the lights. Hebu Zara talk kidogo.
Hi. You can hear me.
Hebu tena.
Hi, Jane. It's fine.
This is hers.
Do you know how to put audio to multi-channel on Restream?
Yes.
Just check what audio it's on. Music is good, but the video might have a different audio. I like that you put both cams. So just check on the audio for Restream.
What a waste. Ooh, Lord. A storyteller. What a waste. Baby, tumejiseti we on the highway. Tukafunga breki, tukaanza bishana, asking who is Diana, vipi mnajuana. I swear tumejibetray, baby tumejiseti, cause love isn't here right now. I guess we'll never know mali hii story ingeenda. Tulichoanza kuja tumalize, kinachokwanza baby ziandike, punguza drama baby zitushike, washa kishada. I don't wanna argue, kako sawa miko sawa, kako sawa miko sawa. Akizile vitu tulipanga, ukanishukisha namba, najua misi hiki tanda, vile visa na visanga. Akizile vitu tulifanya, kamla ubadilishe namba. Bado wonsemanga mini psycho, bado mupiganga simu yako. Nilideletingi namba yako, lakini naikumbukanga kwa moyo. and I just can't explain. Thoughts of you and me keep going up and down in my brain. And you were looking for some love, didn't care for the fame. I was looking for a good time playing the game, yeah. And now you're stuck on my lane. Moving in together, baby, it was never the same. Oh, it's such a shame. Kila saa tunagombana, lini tutaelewana?
Kuja tumalize kinachokwaza, baby siandike, punguza drama, baby zitushike, washa kishada.
I don't wanna argue, kako sawa, miko sawa, kako sawa, miko sawa. Akizile vitu tulipanga, ukanishukisha namba, najuna misi hiki tanda, vile visa na visanga. Akizile vitu tulifanya, kabla ubadilishe namba. Miko sawa, akizile vitu tulipanga, ukanishukisha namba, najuna misi hiki tanda, vile visa na visanga. Akizile vitu tulifanya, kabla ubadilishe namba.
Kubishana na watu kwa comments, offense, nimeweka defense. To be honest, I just wanna be with you and I know vex. I just wanna be with you and I know best. I just wanna be with you, yeah. You elevate, and when we did together we marinate. And everything you say I resonate. And when I day inside you, you lulate. I li on fire, too easy. I'm feeling you, I'm loving you. You make it too easy. I'm touching you, and I'm rubbing you. You make it too easy. You make it too easy. You make it too easy. Oh baby, you got the body, make me lose my mind, oh. You like nobody I know. Oh baby, you got the body, every tantalizer. Baby, you energize, oh. Anything you want, baby girl, you know I can't deny you. Anywhere you go, I'll go. When I'm feeling low, you're the only one who give me high, yo. How you do me, I don't know. You elevate, and when we did together we marinate. And everything you say I resonate. And when I day inside you, you lulate. I li on fire, too easy. I'm feeling you, I'm loving you. You make it too easy. I'm touching you, and I'm rubbing you. You make it too easy. You make it too easy. You make it too easy.
Welcome guys to Bonga na Lau, the newest show in town by Lorette. So Bonga na Lau is
a new show where we talk about everything healing, leveling up, and all things glow up, especially as a Gen Z and having all these dreams, yet still at the same time having barriers when you're going for your dreams and you don't know who to talk to. The people you talk to, some of them don't give you everything you need to know. So we want to talk about that. We want to talk about embracing change. We want to talk about owning our greatness and just giving ourselves fresh perspectives and giving the world who we are. So karibuni sana, and I'd like to introduce our first guest, the one, the only, the pretty wewe, Zahra Njoki. And yeah, I think I think her looks speak for herself. Ushaisikia tu mtu anaambiwa hivyo, her looks speak for herself. So karibu sana to Bonga na Lau. I think as our first guest, have the honors of telling us your names. Just introduce your name.
First of all, I feel like I'm seeing a different you, which is good. Thank you for having me on today's show. I feel like it's really an honor, especially talking about this stuff. My name is Zahra Njoki. I'm a major in disaster risk management and sustainable development, and I've been a mental health advocate for almost 4 years now. And now I am an author, which is a new title to just take in.
I think the title author, when I was a child, I always wanted to be an author.
Yeah.
When I went to high school, I wanted to be an author. Now I'm in university, I want to be an author. Girl, I'm just after you. But yeah, that's our guest. I think just some icebreaker questions. Cool down the tension. Come down, Wewe. Okay. So I think my first question is, if you were given the option to go into the future or go back to the past, which one would you rather do?
Go back to the past or to the future?
Yeah.
That's a trick question.
It's not a trick question.
It is. Because I feel like if I had both opportunities, I would do different things. I mean, in the past, I feel like I would treat myself better. In the future, if I had and I need to go to the future, I think I would actually treat myself better too. It's more about me. I feel like I'm in this zone where it's all about Zara.
That's like such a smart answer.
I don't know smart, but it's honest.
Because you said it's all about you. If you were to go back into the past, you treat yourself better. If you go into the future, you're making sure Zara is treating Zara better.
Exactly.
That's so smart.
Oh, thank you.
My answer was I just go into the past and look at everyone who made me come here, and I'm like, so these are the decisions that led me to be here. I'll just be interested in that, like the people before us. It's like the people who thought of this building, of this country. I think I'm more interested in the history, but I really love your answer, and I'm going to steal it.
I know, I love yours.
Oh, okay. So the next one, if you were to go into an ocean, an island, who would you take with you? One person.
Easy. I would take my baby sis, my cousin rather. She's my baby cousin.
Okay.
She's young, but I feel like we mature level. She's out there, and we have fun.
Oh, you have fun with
we
her?
Have fun. I trust her fully. I think we just explore the island, cook a few things, just have fun in general. But I would definitely take her.
Oh, that's nice. I think the last icebreaker before we start with the show is, what's one advice someone has given you and it changed your life completely? It changed your life. Unakanga tu hivi unafikiria like, damn, they told me that.
Well, for me, I don't have a particular one, a specific one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in every situation I am in life, I have an advice for that particular moment.
Ooh.
But something, I think I am lying, because I think there's one that has always stuck with me. Don't take things personally.
Don't take things personally.
Don't take things personally. You find that so many people go through their own ish. People don't even care about what you're going through. So someone might act out, might say things that you generally don't like, but it's not about you. It's about them. Because for me, as a person, I need to be careful with how I treat other people, in a sense that am I treating them with respect even if I'm mad. So if someone treats me rudely or any type of way, before I would really feel bad. I would feel it. But now, don't take it personally. It's okay. I'm like, it's got nothing to do with me, so I'm not going to take it personally. And one more is speaking up, speaking clearly. If you want to be heard, be clear. Like, be clear in whether it's a job, it's a relationship, it's with your parents, your kids. Be clear, because you can't be dilly-dallying about with words and just expecting people to know how you're feeling or what you're feeling or how what you're actually expecting from them. So be clear. Don't take things personally.
Oh, that don't take things personally one. Oh my god. Sijui unaongelelea how many of us. I think for me personally, I hate it when someone tells me don't. I shouldn't take it personal. You said it to me. You made it personal when you started talking to me. I really don't like that. But I think it actually very much resonates, especially with the Gen Z and anyone hearing this. Sometimes you approach someone with a proposal. You want to be the next big thing, and they tell you no, and you think they're saying you're not good enough. But it's nothing personal.
Nothing
It's just
personal.
not your time yet. Oh my god.
Maybe they're not even looking. You know what they're looking for, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
That's
There's
fine.
someone who's gonna look for you. Maybe that's not even where you're supposed to thrive.
Kabisa.
And that's so true. Oh my god, thank you so much for that. I think we can go right into your book. First of all, why is the cover black? I'm just saying, you look like such a girly girl. If I saw you just randomly in Nairobi, I think the book you write is gonna be pink in color.
No,
I'd think that.
I know I'm wearing bits of pink, but I hate pink.
Oh my
I
god.
don't like pink.
Did you watch Barbie?
No, not yet. I would love to watch it, but no, I haven't.
What's happening? You don't have a Ken yet? Ama hizi si mambo za za hadharani.
Listen, I didn't expect those questions.
It's okay. So what motivated the black cover
So,
in your book?
Well, initially, so before landing and deciding that this is the actual cover, I feel like it took a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
But first of all, the first one was a bit gray. And then actually it's just 3 trials. So gray and a bit of magenta and then black. It just speaks to me. I love black, and for me it was more of the art of the whole picture. It's like there's darkness and then my face is showing kidogo, so it's coming to light. The sense of this book is more like getting out of darkness and coming to light. So hence the cover. Plus, it's haitachafuka haraka.
Jiko
Yeah.
color black.
Listen, I want people to be writing every day on it. So I don't want it. I don't want it to look dirty or anything. So black was more of the perfect.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I think now let's get into the book. Being it's a book about self-healing, do you have a personal experience that made you get into self-healing? Like, we want to see like what happened. Unajua, before uandike kitabu, kuna tu mambo imeendelea. So was there a personal experience that led you to get into self-healing, that you even got to a point where you're writing a book about it?
I never thought I mean, when I was young, I wanted to be a writer, an author. But I never thought I would actually curate a whole journal.
Oh.
Because mental health, we didn't grow up talking about these things. So the inspiration for this book, it's a bit of everything. But personally, I have had mental health struggles ever since I was around 4 years old. I would say because biologically and lots of childhood traumas.
Okay.
I didn't know, and I didn't have anyone to guide me to actually navigate my emotions, or why was I feeling the way I was feeling. Some things happened to me that I thought were okay and were normal, which now looking back, they're like, no, definitely didn't need to happen. But the inspiration for this journal was my best friend. Back in a few years back, she went through a traumatic. We went through it together, but I was familiar with therapy, and I was seeing a psychiatrist. I have been seeing one for years, so I knew how to go through my own issues. But then I didn't. She didn't know how to go through hers, and she wasn't open to talking to a therapist. She was like, "Listen, I am not ready to open up. I don't want to share this part of myself with anyone. I just don't. I need you." But then I couldn't be there for her the way she needed me to be. And then I was like, why don't I create this using my experience and my years in therapy with the psychiatrist, because I haven't been working with per se a therapist. It's more medical and the therapy. So
Okay.
yeah. So that was the inspiration. So Tabila Rasa was born through her. I created this for her.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Yeah. So
I definitely need you as a friend. It means every issue I have, you're gonna create something.
I didn't know how to be there. It
Oh,
was so
okay.
overwhelming for me to be there while actually facing my own junk. So I said, let me create this. And then when I created it, people received it so well. And I just started mass producing it.
Oh, okay. I think the point for you didn't know how to be there for her. I think
Yeah.
that resonates with a lot of people, be it depression, suicide, anxiety. Sometimes I wanna be there for my friend, I wanna be there for my partner, for people I love, but sometimes you just don't know how to do it.
You can't.
Sometimes you're trying your best, but you're not enough for them, which just comes back to the part of at the core of mental health is self. At the core of mental health is your willingness. Because then, even when we go to therapy, unpopular opinion, it doesn't work for everyone.
Actually, it does not.
Yeah?
It really doesn't. I remember like a year into therapy, my psychiatrist gave me a trophy for doing well, and he said, "Do you know I have patients who have been here 5 years, but they're nowhere, and you're doing it. I
Yeah.
see you try." So yeah, and writing. So many people say, "Oh, I want a journal," but where do I start? Like, what do I do? I have the pen, I have the paper, but how do I start doing that? So with this book, you are guided through it. You don't need to think about where should I start? What do I do? Because it's already there. When you open, there's already something guiding you. This, and this. So it's more easier for you to journal.
And I love that you say the bit about guiding someone through journaling, because growing up we did have these things. No one tells you where to start once you want to get your mental health in order. So when you get a journal that guides you, I think that's actually why I called you here.
Thank
when
you.
you get a journal that guides you, because there's so many writers, but before I put all the chaos in order, I really need a guided journal. And I think that's something we really need. So thank you for having that for us. Do you think there's anything you left out in this? Like, if you're given a chance to write this book all over again, what would you do different? If you're meeting your friend tomorrow, so meaning you start writing your book next week, what are we doing different?
Nothing.
Wallahi.
Nothing. I feel like I went this book before I even like released it to the world, because I didn't know if I wanted people to have it in the beginning, but then my friends pushed me, and everyone was like, it's gonna help people. So before doing that, I was always like, there's something I need to change. Let me change this. There's something I need to change. It was always like there's something, but looking at it, there's really nothing I can change. Only maybe if I'm creating another one. No, if I'm manifesting this, when
Talk it into existence.
when yeah, when I create another one, I would want it to be for kids, more of like, because this can be intense. Therapy can be really intense, especially if you have to sit with yourself with your own thoughts and emotions. Like, it's intense. So for kids, I would really love for it to be a bit easier. I would love to create something for kids who are in maybe primary or even high school. Yeah. So that's the only thing I would maybe want to change. But in regards to this whole thing, it's I love it. It's my baby. I don't think anything is left out because um, it touches every aspect of your life, if I may say, from getting to know yourself, self love, to actually reparenting yourself. When you're reparenting yourself, it's more like reprogramming yourself. So everything is in there. I'm happy with it.
Okay, that's nice. When you said you want to write one for the kids, and being that you already told us, there was a lot of childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Do you think in a way it can become connected to you going back to young Azara and doing something for her? Because in primary school, she didn't have a guided journal. She didn't know it's okay to feel these things and write them down, and it doesn't make you a bad person. Because I think sometimes when we're kids, you'd get angry and you feel like you've done such a bad thing just because you're
Being
angry and it's a normal emotion.
Yeah.
So do you think in a way you might be doing this for young Azara when you say you want to write a book for the younger kids?
Definitely. I feel like it's for me. It's for
Okay.
baby Zahra. I growing up with the childhood traumas. I wasn't allowed to express myself, and expressing comes with whether it's joy, it's anger, it's pain. It's all emotions. So if you don't express anger or disappointment or pain, you actually don't express joy, Pia. So I want kids to be able to understand that it's okay to have all those emotions and actually voice them out, in a healthier way, in a more accepting way. And it would be more of like, people have, they get nervous, they have anxiety, panic attacks, and whatnot. I would love for them to get guided, more like really fun ways to deal with anxiety or whatnot.
Okay, that's lovely. When we go back, still on childhood traumas, you can tell some of us are victims. You can tell some of us. Nani may insist. You can tell some of us are victims. I think the thing with childhood trauma, it leaves a lot of emotional wounds. Sometimes something happens. Maybe you're just walking and maybe someone looks at you and calls you mzungu. And maybe as a child, when people called you mzungu, it used to hurt. Like it was negative. So all of a sudden, mtu amekuita mzungu, it hurts. So you see, that's an emotional wound. That's the only example I could think of.
Don't
Is
worry
it-
about it.
That's an emotional wound. So do you think there can be any guides from this journal on how to deal with these emotional wounds? Because yes, I'm journaling, then I get to the part where I realize, oh, this is why this hurts all the time. Like this is why I'm constantly in toxic friendships. Because as a child, I never defended myself. So even right now, I'm noticing my pattern. I'm always in toxic relationships. So I'm journaling, yeah? I get to that point of my journal. What do we do after that? Because I feel like, yes, we can write things down, but sometimes it gets to a point you get to you figured out the challenge. What do you do after that? Because you've been on a journey of self-healing, but then, you can, when you get to this part where you discover the challenge, you have an option of continuing to get better and address the challenge, remaining stagnant, just being self-aware and doing nothing about it, or regressing and going back to someone who doesn't care about themselves. So once we get to the challenge, I've realized this is my emotional wound, this is why I act like this. What do we do after that?
I love that you mentioned patterns because in this book, like I said, carefully curated. So of course, definitely there's that part where you get to identify your triggers, your patterns. Not only the patterns you have while you feel weak or anything, but actually your toxic traits too. You get to sit in it and you say, you know what, I'm not okay. I wasn't right in this situation. But then again, there's a guide to get you there. So there's the reparenting chapter actually introduces that. So now you know the issue. How do you go about the issue? I don't want to say much because I want people to buy this book.
We want people to buy the book. You know what, guys? If you want to know how to go forward, after umejua shida iko wapi, just buy this book, guys. Buy this book. Before we go on a break, let me ask the last question. And this, because I know a lot of self-healing is you being kind to yourself, you showing love to yourself. And unfortunately, some of us had to learn that as we've grown up. We didn't grow up loving ourselves. It's like when you're getting to uni, you're like, kumbe people can love themselves. I think for me, actually, the first time I realized I can love myself, I saw my friend love themselves. And I was like, hey, this is normal. This is normal. And you can just love yourself, just vouch for yourself. And part of loving yourself yet again is working out. It's journaling. And this thing is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Showing up Monday to Monday, knowing I'm doing this for myself, loving yourself enough to do these healthy practices. And the truth be told, sometimes we don't have the energy from Monday to Monday. So there's a lot of people who are trying to love themselves. That's why mental health culture is trending right now. But mental health problems are still there because we struggle with being consistent, with self-love, with self-healing. So what can you tell someone who's struggling to be consistent with this? That's someone being Lorette. Because I started the gym like 2 months ago. I just gave up. I was just like, I will not die. I will not die. Tutapwa Olympia heaven. Come on. So what advice can you give someone who's struggling with the consistency bit, who genuinely wants to get better, but the consistency?
I like you mentioned consistency because anything, you have to be consistent with it. You wake up and you be intentional. There's no, you might not go to the gym, but do something else that makes you happy. Watching movies, watching cartoons, like, let me tell you, there are times I wake up, I don't want to do anything. Like I said, mental health struggles. So I wake up and I don't want to do it, but then I'm not going to beat myself up because I didn't make it to the thing that I was supposed to do. So I'm like, you know what, Mama, you're doing your great. You're your best today. You're doing great. Keep pushing. What do you want to do today? What do you want to eat? Let's take care of you in this moment. So more of talking to yourself like you would talk to a child who needs you in that moment. Again, being kind to yourself. That is being kind to yourself, because with kindness comes patience. You're patient with yourself. If you're kind to yourself, you will be patient, really. And the thought of, it's like smoking cigarettes. You smoke all the time when you feel maybe agitated. Some people do it for fun, but I know most of all is you're feeling you want to remove the steam. So it's just like that. The same way someone would reach for a cigarette, the same way you reach for yourself and tell yourself, hey, you got this. Like, you got this. You got this. But like you mentioned gym, and I was like, I tried that, it didn't work. So I found other ways to actually be active, but also enjoy. Like for me, I dance. So every week I must make sure that I'm dancing either once or twice a week. I don't need to do it every day. Also, a lot of walks, especially Karura is just here. It's 100 shillings to just go take a walk in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the simple things. People think it's like this big change you have to make. But just like anything, it's like studying for an exam. You have to do it every day. Every day you wake up, you choose. It's like choosing yourself over
Every
and
day.
over again.
Oh, I love that you said gym didn't work out for you, because now you're making me feel better about something I feel
Not for
did.
everyone.
It's not for everyone. And I think that just talks into how self-love looks different for everyone. I think also with mental health trending, we think it's supposed to look this kind of way, because everyone is going to this gym on Instagram. We think, even me, I should start the gym. But truly, maybe your thing is dancing, maybe it's kizomba, it's something else, maybe your thing is something else. And that's why we're telling people to try out journaling,
Yes.
to buy the book, because it might be your
Buy the
thing.
book.
Come on, it might be your thing. Oh, lovely. I think we can vibe to some Kinoti.
Yes,
Our dear listeners, still catching up with Bonga na Lao. How do we love our guests so far? The beautiful Zahra. Right now, see what it tunaenda Instagram. We're looking for that book and we're making the purchase. Let's vibe to some Kinoti.
I won't change.
love for you will forever stay the same. Nikiwa kando yako, I'm miles away. We'll be okay, and I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. We'll break down, 'cause it'll be some time before tushikane mikono. And I won't see you often, na siyo kupenda kwangu, ni mipango ya Mungu. But I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. If it's your love, I'm prepared to wait. Nitangoja, na sitachoka. No matter where you are, nitangoja. Nitangoja, na sitachoka. No matter where you are, nitangoja. Nitangoja, na sitachoka. No matter where you are, nitangoja. Nitangoja, na sitachoka. No matter where you are, nitangoja. Na sitachoka. Sitachoka mama, mama. Sitachoka. Sitakungoja wewe. Oh, sitachoka. Sitachoka mama. No matter where you are, nitangoja. Na sitachoka. I'm gonna write you a song that you could sing along for the rest of our days together. I'm a little broken, I'm a little flawed. I'm not out in the open, yeah. Being me has been so hard, emotionally tortured, stitching up this broken heart, mentally exhausted, yeah. Don't know how I got this far, and it's getting to me, and I'm trying to make it leave. Fikra zangu zimenikwamia. Would you help me believe that it's not bigger than me? Shida zangu, je utazisikia? Even through my darkest days, tell me it'll be okay now. Oh, Guatenjara, be the one to heal my pain, be the place that I can name my safe space. My safe space. Trying not to fall off the edge. I'm trying not to hear what they said. I'm trying so hard to be the man they structured me to be, but I don't think that's me. Still it's getting to me, and I'm trying to make it leave. Fikra zangu zimenikwamia. Would you help me believe that it's not bigger than me? Shida zangu, je utazisikia? Even through my darkest days, tell me it'll be okay now. Be the one to heal my pain, be the place that I can name
my darkest days. Tell me it'll be okay. Now, what then, be the one to heal my pain. Be the place that I can name my safe space. My safe space. Hatari wenye mapenzi zenye sirikali, letu nalo linajua kali, penzi letu serikali, wajua na kupenda malaika.
Another dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Another dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? You wanna ginger, yeah. If you wanna chill with a winner, pull up on a nika, nikuonyeshe maisha, yeah. Nitahakikisha usitofuliza.
I'm ready to go. Sema tuanzie Paris ama twende Tokyo. When you control me. Oh, when you control, na na na. When you control me. Worldwide, Miss International. Dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Another dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Another dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Another dimension. You got me in another dimension. Why lie? Control me. Oh, when you control, na na na. When you control me. Worldwide is international. Worldwide is international. Worldwide is international.
Well, another dimension by Bien. Don't we all love Bien? Do you, by the way, wait. Does music play a role for you with like in self-healing? I feel like sometimes, especially when I'm in a rut, you know, just that time your room just looks vile inataka kukaa. You've not made your bed, you've not folded your clothes, you've not even washed them. You just, you know, that's especially when you're in the mood of, like when you're experiencing change in your life and you've not yet accepted. At least for me, I usually feel like the first thing I know, like I'm gonna get better when I start putting on the good music. So I'd like to know, does music play any role for you in self-healing?
110%. It actually depends on which kind of music. I'd like to think I have like 6 different personalities. So whichever comes, if it's sexy Beyonce, let's do it. If it's very old rumba, I want to feel like an old mama, Auntie Waharia. Hey, let me get into it. But when I'm in a funk, I like to listen to more frequency sounds, healing sounds. The singing bowls. You'll find that there's really positive frequencies on YouTube. It's so easy to find. So just being in that positive, it's not music it's not music per se actually, but it's more the sound. So if I want to be out of that, like get out of that, I listen to the frequencies. But if I'm feeling sexy, you know, with sometimes your mood swings fluctuate. So sometimes,
especially as a woman.
Please tell me about it.
Yeah, that time of the month,
So yeah, my music taste is so wide. Like I said, I think when we started talking, I was telling you about 1930s.
Yeah.
1930s music, actually that really makes me feel so nice. I have my candle there or diffuser on, and 1930s.
That's what I'm telling you guys. She's
My
giving
God.
bougie. She's giving bougie.
No,
You're
no,
listening
no.
to 1930 songs
No bougie.
with the candle. Hey, come on.
I already get the bougie comments a lot. Sheesh.
Come on.
All these, right?
All these used to use candles to listen to music.
Let me tell
Hey.
you, I am in love with myself. If I need to listen to light a candle to make myself feel nice, I'm gonna do it.
And that's on period. I'm in love with myself. Oh my God. But just on the point of music, I think for me, music really makes me connect with myself. And I think of late, there's a lot of upcoming Kenyan artists who are, they're just making good music. And I think that's why, even just to give credit to Radio 25 for giving a platform for
Yes.
Kenyan artists to play their music. Because in the future, I'd really want my kids to listen to Kenyan music.
What's your current favorite? Like, what's your current favorite?
I'm like in a Kinoti addiction phase, you guys. Someone save me from the shackles of Let me tell you, I wake up, niko hapo nitangoja na sitachoka. Usiku niko hapo, safe space. I'm looking for my safe space. Girl, let me tell you, Kinoti, I hope unanisikia. Hey, guys, help me reach Kinoti, because at this point I need to get off this addiction part. But I think one Kenyan artist I really vibe with, like I just can't wait for her to make more, is Bridget Blue, because she's, first of all, she's a thick girl.
Ooh, that's
So I'm
what's
just
up.
like, yeah, I'm just like, the girls, they just,
Let me tell
the
you,
girls save the world.
when they said thick
Thick
thighs
thighs
save
save
lives,
lives.
they were not wrong.
They were not wrong. And the way just Bridget sings, there's one thing to sing and there's one thing when you connect with what you're singing. Like you can tell. I think even that's why she takes time to sing. I'm just waiting for her next release.
You
Come
can
on.
tell she enjoys.
She
Yeah?
enjoys it and she does it so genuinely.
I love
Because
that.
I've never sensed any falseness in how she sings. So definitely I think Bridget Blue, I'm just
Bridget,
Hey.
you've gotten another fan, a new one.
Hey, Buana. And maybe just a shout out to all artists in JQuat because those guys go all out. Every Thursday they have a show. And sometimes just even, like, sometimes I'm having a bad week, but I know on Thursday I'm going to go to school. And in the evening, we're going to have a show and I'm going to listen to them. And they're students like me, yes, but they do such a good thing. So just a big shout out to them. But let's come back to Zara. This show was about Zara.
Pressure.
The pressure is getting worse. Oh my god. Yeah, just back to self-healing, and we were just talking about how self-healing sometimes you can face inconsistency and that be a challenge, but there are also other challenges, a lot of challenges to self-healing, especially that we're in Kenya and there's a lot of stigma around it, Kenya being an African country. So what can you tell someone, I especially see these questions when people ask, I want to start my self-healing journey, but I'm still at home, and maybe at home you don't have the freedom of peace of mind. You know that thing they tell you, staying with your, like, not moving out will save you money, but it will cost you peace of mind, because then you're still with your parents. You can't even get to know yourself because they're still dictating who you are. You still think they're who you say you are. So what can we tell someone who really wants to start this, but these are the challenges they have, being that there's a lot of stigma around that. Maybe it's even the fear, maybe I'll do something and people will start saying you're cringe, you're looking for attention, something like that, especially the cringe part in Kenya. So what can we tell someone who has these challenges in mind and they're probably stopping them from doing their self-healing?
First of all, I feel like self-healing is more mindset. When you have that mindset is when you actually put in, the work. I have had people reach out to me who are still at home. First of all, if you're still in high school, please stay there. You can't leave home when you're in high school. Stay there. It's hard. But then it's the little, like I said, it's the little things you tell yourself to do. For me, I left home when I was 19 years old. The same way, I was like, I can't breathe. I need to leave.
You need to breathe.
I need to breathe, Looking back, I do not regret. I usually tell people I don't regret anything I've ever done in this life. I don't regret it. But if you know it's not going to be easier for you out there, don't make drastic decisions just on a whim, You can do other things still in your parents' house. Journaling is a great. For me, it's when I was in high school, journaling. I journaled a lot because I think I look back now and I think if I didn't do that, I would have gone crazy properly. So just the normal things, wake up, be respectful to them. I know some people come from toxic backgrounds. What I'll say is do your part. Again, don't take it personally. When you learn to listen and understand instead of trying so hard to be hard, it makes things easier for you, because when you try to listen, you kind of you be empathetic towards the other person. You're like, okay, they're older, but maybe they're doing this because of their own struggles, not because of me. So it's easier for you to understand the other person, especially parents. I understand my parents now better than I did before, and I wish I listened more, because when you listen, you get to observe a lot rather than wanting to always be hard. Yeah, but if you're in uni, hey, don't disrespect nobody. Always, like I said, clear. Say the things you need. Set your boundaries very very clearly, and you'll see that they listen. Parents listen. They're just like us. They went through whatever they went through. By the end of the day, those are little kids. That kids in them, trying to figure it out, just like we're trying to figure it out. And when you learn that it's coming from a place of love, you become more understanding. So I don't think there's really any formula. Please do not leave home when you're in high school. I'm not condoning that. Please.
Oh, I love that, especially on the understanding parents part, because I feel like we need to be graceful
Yeah.
towards them, especially because the material we have right now, they didn't have that growing up. So I actually think like right now I'm able to journal. I don't think my mom has ever journaled. Wallahi.
It's true.
I don't think she has ever. I don't think she even knows like it can be a form of expression to help her. So I think they just use the knowledge they know to parent us, and we need to be graceful for that. But it doesn't mean just because you were in a toxic household, it doesn't excuse your actions. You need to be self-aware and act on it. So I think it's more about being graceful and don't let that fact be an excuse. So I think as we wind up, plug us. Where are we getting this book, Bana? Where are we getting this book? If we want to see the beautiful Zara, where are we going to look?
Beautiful. You and this.
Nani may
beautiful-
insist, Nina insist. We want to see where do we get to you? Also, maybe plug something else you do. You have like 2 minutes to do this. No, 1 minute.
Okay.
Jionge.
I'll just say where to get the book. Right now, it's in this bookstore. It's an online bookstore called Nuria, the Honest Store. You can get it. You can find them on Instagram or nuriakenya.com. Bule was amazing enough to just have my book there. I'm so grateful. Also, I have my email on Instagram. If someone wants to buy in bulk or they just want to get it from me, you can just order through that. No, nothing much, just that. What I do a bit of anything and everything. Not anything though. Everything. Everything. I've worked since I was 19. So for me, I have that working culture. It makes me feel grounded. Right now, also, I'd like to mention that Shop Zetu was the first company to order my books.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
I found that they sensitize mental health, and for me it was so impressive, and for Marvin, the CEO, to actually really help me. It was my first ever.
Your first ever book.
Oh my God, and they were my first customer, so I'm happy about that. So I wish more companies would actually sensitize mental health. Let me tell you, I've worked in corporate. It was crazy. So that needs to be there. Every company in Kenya, anywhere, they need to sensitize on mental health.
So from what we are hearing, this is a book that's needed in the homes because some of us have funny parents. Some of us not included. Me, I love my parents. Where?
Don't try.
Yeah, so in the household, just to help you deal with that. When you go to high school, because a lot also happens in high school, in school. So also schools need to get this book in the workplace because yet again, in the workplace, it's people from very different places. Some workplaces have very toxic culture, so to just stabilize that, we need this book. So I feel like also on an individual level, you need this journal so that you're able to ground yourself and get back to yourself. So actually, from the world to you, Zara, through me, thank you so much for making this book for us. Thank you so much. I hope the world gets to buy this book and the many more books that are to come.
Amen.
And one thing for sure, I don't think the world is ready for you.
Jeez.
Jeez.
I'm trying to hide from the world.
Me no to peer pressure. I don't think the world is ready for you.
Pressure.
Hey.
I'm just hoping that people embrace healing. That's because a lot of people need that. This book provides a lot of insights when it comes to your, especially self-exploration, trying to find yourself. People out here don't know themselves. And how do you not know yourself and expect to know other people?
Yeah.
So I feel like the world would be a better place if we embraced that.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming to
Thank
Bongana
you,
Lau.
Lau. Thank
hey,
you.
Hey, Jamani. To our dear listeners, thank you for being with us. That was amazing. Tupatane kesho. Same place, same time. Tunafunga na Benson.
Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa. Moshi pia napuliziwa. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa. Naishi kama paka nalishwa. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa. Haya mapenzi sitalipishwa. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa mama. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa mama. Sosi delivery, pombe kemikali, mapenzi halali, mapenzi legend. Nilikuanga silali, hapo awali Kanairo hakuna amani. Hakuchi on fire, can't deny. Miguu zake unzunguka kama taya. Akibend over, ni game over. Mwanga na sosi mpaka naitisha sosa. Na kulishwa matamu ya roho. Naogeshwa ngoza mbichi na valishwa kidogo tu ninyonyeshwe. Dredi zangu zisokotwe, shingo ni masajiwe. Nasanifiwa, naroliwa, kisha navutishwa. Navutishwa, navutishwa. Moshi pia napuliziwa. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa. Naishi kama paka nalishwa. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa. Haya mapenzi sijalipishwa. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa mama. Navutishwa, navutishwa mama. Kuamka kung'ara na kukaa tu, kula mahaba ya kistaarabu, na tabasamu bila sababu. Kitandani nafunzwa adabu, kukaa kukaliwa, kulala kulaliana na kulaliwa. Maisha ya gorofa, nikitoka kitandani naruka kwa sofa. Wifi imelipiwa nadekezwa upara na papaswa nabembelezwa natulizwa uso nakaliwa nasanifiwa naroliwa kisha navutishwa mama. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa. Moshi pia napuliziwa. Navutishwa, oh, navutishwa. Naishi kama paka nalishwa. Navutishwa.